I know. Listen, I really do not want to talk about it. I really gotta put in the new fuel pump like right now because this is not good. This is just not good. Bro, this life with a broken fuel pump assembly, it's not the funnest. Do you guys notice anything different? She's gone. She's gone, boys. She's gone. Which, it was really bad. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know what happened. And I'm gonna put up little clips here and there, right now, but I'm not gonna give everything because I'm making another video of the 300, but it was just bad to put it onto the tow truck. Rip. These are honestly my favorite videos to make. I don't know why. There's just something about just talking to a camera about a certain subject where it just hits me. So we're gonna get started right here. Today we're gonna be talking about, is the 370Z a good first car? Let me know down below right now before you watch this video. Is the 370Z a good first car? Wondering what you guys think. So I made like these really cool kind of guideline of what we're gonna talk about today with a very, as you can see right here. Oh god, good first car, and that's my Z. Thank you. I know I'm good at drawing. Oh, the paper's flying. God dang, she looks good from up here. But here are the papers. There's my 370Z. Now we're gonna talk about, is it a good first car? When I thought of good first car, the first thing that popped into my head was, is it practical? That should be pretty easy. Practicality test. Only 2 seats, small hatch. Actually, you can get away with saying decently sized, but it's not tall enough. So literally a water bottle, if you put it here, it won't close. 24 pack of water, my bad. Only 1 cup holder. Pretty decent, but only 1. I don't really count these because they're kind of worthless. Nothing fits. 19.7 miles to the gallon. I'm lucky. Most people get like 17. 19.7, not bad, but not the most practical. This is the only thing that's actually practical. Best first car. Parents are probably gonna get involved. You're probably young. It has to be safe. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea how I can tell this car is safe or not, but I will say the 350Z was among, I think it was like the top, at one year it was like the top unsafe car, most unsafe car in the whole world, I think, or the US. But the 370Z never made that conversation. It's not gonna be as safe as a Prius or as safe as, well, not why did I say Prius, as like an SUV or something else that has more metal. All these cars are like fiberglass, plastic, aluminum. I think I'm gonna give it to it. I think I'm gonna say it is safe compared to the 350Z and other sports cars. It's relatively safe. I mean, obviously a huge part depends on the owner of the car, because in a really small rear-wheel drive sports cars like this that has a decent amount of horsepower, you can be pretty reckless and it can lead to being unsafe. So it really depends on the driver, but I owe it to her. Quick intermission, I do want to remind you, if you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. We're having a really decently big giveaway at 25,000 subscribers. We're currently at 22,000, so smash that subscribe and join the family. Alright, enough with being boring. Is the car fun? This is a fun part. This is a fun part. And if you're wondering, oh, why did you add that to the list? That seems like a very vague and not necessary category. Get me? Okay, it's your first car. You want to have fun in it. You want to do some fun stuff. This is as fun as it gets for the money, if I'm being honest. Rear wheel drive, 332 horsepower, comes in a manual transmission, amazing at drifting and donuts. It peels from both wheels instead of just one. All for the price range of 15,000 to 20,000. Tell me a car that can do that. The cockpit also just, it spells out fun. I mean, it's very closed in. Manual, you got your e-brake right here. The clutch feels great. The steering wheel looks awesome. In the front, you got your RPMs instead of miles per hour because they wanted you to focus on the RPMs and where to shift. They don't care if you're hitting 145 on the speedo as long as you're not redlining and blowing up your engine. I just drew on my shirt. All right, so first car, you're probably not making the most money. You're on a budget, so, oh gosh. The wind is so bad. Is it cheap? As much as I want to give it a yes for this factor, this car is not cheap. Compared to other good first cars like a Corolla, a Civic, Prius, any of those cars, yeah, you can't. This is not cheap at all. I mean, things like the oil's relatively the same, maybe a little more expensive because you have to go with like the higher brand oil filters, oil in general, but everything else, like let's just say from bumper, interior pieces, engine pieces, it's just a lot more expensive than just a regular car. So if you're on a budget, it is definitely not cheap to, especially if you want to modify it. It takes money, unless you go the cheaper route, but you gotta be careful because I mean, it's a really nice car. You don't want to really go the cheap route. I've done it a couple times and I sort of regret it. All in all, it doesn't take the most money in the world to be able to own this car. I mean, I'm able to do it and I got it when I was 17 years old. So I mean, you guys definitely can. This is gonna be a little bit of a different answer. It's just gonna be a circle in the middle because I couldn't decide. And quickly to end it off, is it reliable? By far, this car has been so good to me. Except for a little bit of issues here and there, extremely reliable. Like this, I feel like is as reliable as it gets, which is why, just because the parts are a little bit expensive, since it's reliable, you don't really have to fix much, therefore not really have to spend that much money on fixing it and parts. The only issues I've ever had is a slave cylinder, very common on these cars, as you guys know. Another issue that I have literally right now is my fuel pump is bad, so I can't see how much gas I have. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I ran out of gas in my house for the second time, so very common issue as well though. I also did have a valve cover leak when I first got it. But those three things, I think other than that, this from 2009, so it's already almost 11 years old. And only 3 problems, and only like really 2 of them are major, so. Girl factor. You guys might be like, oh crap, bro, you probably pull so many girls. Well, first of all, I've been in a relationship for 3 years, so that kind of goes out the window. But you might be like, oh bro, but you still have a nice car. So I mean, if I had that car, I would pull so many chicks who just pull up to like anywhere, they'll just come at me. This isn't a fairy tale, this isn't a fairyland, or whatever you want to call it. You're gonna pull guys. Most specifically, you're gonna pull other Z owners. Unless it's a girl that drives a Z, you're not really gonna pull any girls. Sorry to break it to you. So I'm gonna have to give it a no to the girl factor. And that's all I'm gonna say because I kind of just crushed your heart. So I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm gonna let you just kind of digest it. You're good though. It might help, but it doesn't really pull girls. All right, so if I counted correctly, it is 3 yeses and 2 nos. So I guess the 370Z is a pretty good first car. With that said, thank you boys so much for watching today's video. I got this question a lot of times, so I just figured I'll make a video on it, and it was actually really fun. Click that thumbs up, subscribe, huge giveaway at 25K. Let me know down below your opinion on this topic, and peace out boys. See you next time.